Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. And today we're looking at Sentinels of the Multiverse, the definitive edition. Now, I hope you're not in for a good mood here, because Lipstickpaddy could destroy your good mood here. He's not a happy man. So, without wasting any more time, Lipstickpaddy there, please don't hold back on this one. Sentinels of the Multiverse, the definitive edition. Alright, peeps. Well, if you've been following my channel over the last year, you know I was smitten with Freedom 5 and was happy to get back that all in the last 2 weeks, because Kickstarter was very quiet, and pumped about that game because the art blew me away. Now, over 3,000 backers. This is very successful, yes, and got up there over 250,000. Let's get some things first. This game is 10 years old now, so probably time to do a new edition of it. There's all new artwork across the board, 900 cards in this massive box. You know, all with dividers, all looking kind of well designed and stuff. There's a few things that I want to get off the bat here, and it's the art. Now, I don't normally start video off by playing the video, but I want, because when you go down the page it's scant of art, I'm coming into the video to try and explain my problems with this definitive edition. Just going to mute it. Now, when you look at the art now, you can see it looks like 1950s art, color-wise, not been modernized in what they're showing here, okay? Right, here we go. We start to get into the nitty-gritty now, where we're seeing the box art. That is Sentinels of the Multiverse box art. I mean, if you look at the Freedom 5 box cover, it's an absolute beauty. And this looks like it needs another pass. Now, you know, I'm going to say obviously here, if you've been following my channel, but Freedom 5, they're doing the board game a third time because they weren't happy with the art. And dear me, this looks like, even before round one, this is like a draft front page. It looks like an old version of Sentinels of the Multiverse, this cover, even though it doesn't. Anyway, that is the cover. I don't enjoy the cover. I recognize the artists that are coming in, you know, to Freedom 5, but other than that, I don't know. Freedom 5 was my first soiree into the IP. But when you start looking at the art that they're not showing on the page, look at the coloration. It just doesn't pop. Now, if they're redoing all the art again, that's 900 cards they've got to do. And to really make things go faster, the colorization of the cards, if we look here, it's very limited in its palette. Isothermic transponder, if I can get a zoom on that, right? Yellow, blue, little bit of green, red, that's it. Null point calibration unit. Look at it, it just looks devoid of color. These cards look like they're from 1950. This is the new art? Are you kidding me? Like, what's going on here? I'm sure if you come from first edition, you've got to be looking at this art and going, what? This is the new stuff? Look at this art here of Bunker. It doesn't look great because Freedom 5 is being done by Arcane Studios that obviously love the IP, and they went to town with the art. Just incredible. And here, the original artist from the comic is doing this, but it looks like he should have stuck with his day job, and actually the team only having one artist doing 900 cards has maybe pushed this art to be too simplistic. I mean, look at Research Grant. There's just no detail in this comic here. Synaptic interrupt. Look, 1950s look to the art style. Look at the Tachyon card, the quickest woman on Earth. Just red. Hey. Now, you can get my point here. These cards look like they're dated already coming out of the definitive edition. They look dated. Don't get me started on these black and white cards. They are horrific. Black and white cards, when you've got all that colour to spread from, you go in black and white. Are you kidding me? Look at this art. Oh! I'm only going to be blasting the art in this video, so let me just get this out of the way. My frustration. Look at it here. You're telling me Desert Eagle, Amber Spell, Magman, Ray Manta, Revolt and Glamour are all just green with no other features on them? It says 50 years of legacy. Well, we're in 2020, so and I'm thinking this looks like 1950s or 70s. It should might as well be 70 years. Now, even this art here looks old. It looks like it was done in Flash. I mean, just compare the art of these heroes to the beginning of the Freedom 5 Kickstarter from last year, and they've really made the comic pop. It's like a love letter to the IP. And this, I'm sorry. Now, these looking kind of better, you know, and this is what I mean, the inconsistency, old school look, not my jam. It doesn't speak to me as a, you know, Kickstarter board gamer. I'm not a comic book fan. They're the dividers. Some of it's looking good. It's a little bit. Look at these bland cards here. Absolute Zero, just blue. Can you not make that any better? Oh, because the Freedom 5 cards, not only do they show you the heroes, they're really showing you the city as well behind you. They're putting you in the theme of the location. And here, it's blurred out background. Probably because they've got a lot of locations. There's the ugly thing. And in the box is 900 cards, but you can't tell from here that there's 900 cards. And you've got these black and white cards for God knows what. These might as well just be black and white. You've basically got a black and white card, and then you've put a coloured hue over it. There is just as bad as the black and white cards. So, you know, one artist has done all 900. And I'm guessing in the time frame of a year, he didn't have enough time to go back and redo passes or anything like that, or the artist, the original artist here, only has ambition for doing comic book, like a real comic book. And he isn't prosed in modern day graphics, which what we got with Freedom 5. Would it have been so unjust to get the artists on Freedom 5 to do the art for this game? Because the art for that game was phenomenal. It was even better than Marvel Champions that Final Fantasy are doing. And while we mention my goodness, Fantasy Flight game. That is also not a CCG, it's not a collectible card game, it's not an expandable card game per se. But like Marvel Champions, this does promise to have 5 expansions coming out in the future. 5. And what we're looking at here really is just a retail game that's getting kickstarted. That's what I'm seeing here. It has the ambition of retail. And that's just by looking at it. Never mind what this Definitive Edition's doing to the game. And what it's done to modernise, because a 10-year-old game, you know, how does that stack up to Marvel Champions? That's the big thing here. All right, let's go down this worrying page for me. This little tag here with this little art here looks like a sticker from an 8-year-old sticker book. And it then looks like an update page. Yeah, it's like you've 15 Kickstarters created, but you've still like walls of text. I can't believe how night and day this is to Freedom 5. I really cannot see it. And I'm sorry, if you want a comic book game, Freedom 5's on late pledge right now. Very expensive. Yes, it is, but you know, I guess so is this. You get a lot of cards in the box. Now, I admit this is a good read, but how many people are coming down this page and reading? That's the question. It is a cooperative card game, asynchronous villains and heroes across multiple venues and stuff like that. You're getting a foil card pack which will update all the villains cards. And I mean, $50 pledge. That is why the art is like it is. They couldn't, you know, if you're paying $100 and you had give the artist more time, or you brought other artists on the team just to change the art, you would have been at a Kickstarter level, because the 50 pledge here is a retail. It looks like retail. And yeah, the Freedom 5 is a proper Kickstarter game. Like true in the Premier League of Kickstarters, Arcane Wonders. And it'll blow your socks off if you've not seen that. And I'll put a link here of the video that I did of it. But just, oh my God, so good. Now here, from 50 to 125, so it's $75 worth of sleeves. Well, there's 900 cards in it. 900 cards in it. I mean, it's a lot, isn't it? Now, what they've said is there's no stretch goals coming, first of all. They've not said what if it's cheaper than retail. I've not seen that on the page. And it's worrisome, because if this is 50, what's this going to come out at retail? Now, it says, look, the retail game is going to be $60 here, right? So you're only saving $10, yet you're paying for shipping. The pack of foil, it's hero cards, villain cards, and event cards. A $20 pack of foil cards. We'll just call it that. Yeah, so you're getting a $20 pack of foil cards just for that one extra dollar. Okay. We're not doing stretch goals, okay. We've known 100% what's going on for months. Well, look, you've been designing this Kickstarter for months. Look what you've got. Look at it, it looks very barren, doesn't it? We're already at add-ons. You can add a second game to your thing, or you can 75 to add on here. Now you do get 50 tarot size cards. They are very big. Villain size, that doesn't equate to a card size for me. And standard sleeves 800. So now I do prefer buying sleeves with the Kickstarter if I'm going to do it. And they claim it's cheaper than what you can buy. Right, well, I can get 100 sleeves for like $4. 9 times 4, 36. I think I can sleeve this myself cheaper. I don't know. Let me know. What do you think about this $75 for sleeving 900 cards? Can you get this for cheaper? I don't know. And when you factor shipping in, there's no way you're going to get a better deal here than retail, because you're only saving $10 and $20 on the foil pack, or you're paying $30 for shipping. Now, each game is going to have 3 to 5 heroes against 1 villain. It's fully cooperative, and the AI is going to be cards coming from decks following instructions on that cards. Alright. Lots of variability. Lots of tokens. Now it says, in upcoming updates, we're going to go 100% through the box. We're going to go through all 12 heroes, 6 villains. Freedom 5 had more villains and more heroes, right? I mean, are you cutting back content here? You're supposed to be going from the modern age to the new age of the IP, so 6 environments sounds... Only 6 environments? Only 6 villains? Is that like 6 games you're going to be playing against the 6 villains? There's lots to question here. Lots to question. Yeah, there is going to be a dedicated tote box. The HP spinners are all like what you should expect. You know, every competition's doing this. Dividers, well, it's a card game. You should have these. This is a given. But I just think this section of the content, where are you getting a ton of content coming from? Yeah, you've got 900 cards. Yeah, the hero's got X amount of cards. But when you're just fighting a villain, when you've not got a campaign to go forward, your hero will play the same every game. Now in Freedom 5, your heroes are leveling up, upgrading their skills, getting new skills, crafting new gadgets for the next part of the campaign. That's really exciting to roleplay your character. Here though, it's like it's just a 10-year-old game. Similar to Marvel Champions, but Marvel Champions has some innovation where your hero can go to its day job. And here it's less of that. Now. Yeah, you heard this right. Adam did 100% of the art you see in this campaign. Well, the 100% of the art we can see in the video, there's scant art on this page. I mean, look how much wall of text this is. It's horrendous. It's abhorrent to anyone coming down this page to have to read all this. You know, a picture says 1,000 words. And why are they avoiding showing? You've got 900 cards and you don't want to show us stuff? Right, look. We've got here the old box. The old box on the back of the box didn't show you what it looked like on the table. The new box on the back of the box doesn't show you what it's going to look like on the table. One of the things that people always complain about. All the new box is doing is getting bigger. It still looks similar to the old 10-year-old box. I just don't see it being any cooler. And for example, if you go to Freedom 5, they've got like, whoa, like if you go retail, they're gonna have like 6 expansion boxes. So they had to do covers for like 6 boxes. Every single cover kills this one. Every single one. All right, more text here. Look at this text. Oh. Now, if you didn't see that, there's 2 cards here. Which one do you think's the old one? Which one do you think's the new one? Well, let's look at the one on the right. It's using that black and white card with a red orangey hue. And it's using that not many colours because I ran out of ink. On the one on the left, we have more variation of colour. And it says the mighty Ra, god of the sun. More detail on the back of the card. And it says Sentinels of the Multiverse. On this card, you've no idea what game it comes from. Well, guess what? That's the definitive edition. Oh my god! Look at it. Really? This is the change of the cards. Oh no. Is this game for you? Well, only I can decide. Well, now they are going to be doing updates through the campaign to look at the cards, look at the heroes, look at the whatever, and they are insistent on making you wait for that. So I'm on the fence at the minute. They need to prove to me that the art isn't as bad as I keep going on about here, because it's you can, if you've not felt it, I'm deeply offended by this, because I mean, look, that's 1 card out of 900 that you've shown here. Look, just text. It's text after text after text. Where are all these pictures? Now, I sound like a 6-year-old here and wanting to look at pictures, but where is the game? Now, they will give you your money back if you play the game and, you know, you pay for your shipping and you've got to then ship it back to them. They'll give you your money back, but what's the point in doing that? Now, it does say we will generate a shipping return label for you to print out, and FedEx will come and get it, but you're still going to lose the shipping because right, Zone B is Mexico, 55 with, it's 27 for base, 55. Why have they done it in this like text box? It just looks weird, doesn't it? Right, US, 9 if you're paying for everything, 5 if you just want the base. Look, they put Mexico in the same group as these peeps. This is something new. Look, we're not in the other. The Forbidden Zone. Sorry, Brazil, Cuba, North Korea, Russia, Syria, Venezuela, Yemen. Well, Yemen has a war. Why are you not giving it to Venezuela? Don't know. Syria, there's a war. Why are you leaving the Russians out? They love board games there. North Korea. Well, that's closed country, isn't it? Cuba, what have you got against them? And what's this knock on about Brazil? We've seen recently games that are saying that if you live in the Forbidden Zone, we will ship to you, but we won't refund. We won't send you another box. No, what they've said is, are ye in the Forbidden Zone? If you want to back the game, you can. But if your game gets lost in the post, you will have to pay the shipping for the second box to come to you. That's what they've said, to kind of get people out of this zone. So why don't they do that? I mean, this is like a trend to stop this Forbidden Zone from happening. Right, it's coming November. The game is pretty much complete. They're not hoping to stretch goal it out at anything like that. And can it do more? Of course it can do more. Are you kidding me? 900 cards in this card game. We're only showing you 1 card compared to the old version and doesn't improve. 22 in the not backward compatible. No chance. Does the art change eras depending on where the characters came out of chronology? Yes, we have the golden age through to the modern age. Why have you got different art styles? It's so garish. Never mix art styles in a property. Oh my god. Is that's like what? Schoolboy error with art? Will it continue to be supported, the digital version? Who cares? Will it work with the Sentinels of Earth Prime content from Green Ronin? That's so specific. Is that really a question people are asking? Okay, let me know what that is if you know what that is. What can you tell us about the sleeves? They are 0.1 of a millimeter thick. Okay, I've never heard of a sleeve called 0.1 millimeter. It's usually 100 microns. Is the language with sleeves? This does not give me confidence. Will the sleeves fit the box? Yes, they will indeed. Will there be any additional content? Yes. Absolutely. They hope to have 5 Sentinels of the Multiverse Definitive Edition expansions. That's quite a long title, isn't it? But yeah, there's more going to come. Is it cosmetic update? No, it's not that. As content change, the game has been reworked entirely. So content has changed. It says, to learn more about the content changes, please check out the videos. We didn't see any. There was no YouTuber sent a preview copy. Podcast link. There've been a few of them in the updates. And conversion guide on the main Kickstarter page. Well, did we miss it? Did we miss the conversion guide? Was it inside your wall of text? You didn't want to make that clearer if we missed it. All right, all this is kind of weird questions that they've got here, and it just stinks of Retailitus not knowing what the Kickstarter backers want. And look at you lot, 3,000 backers must have the original game. If you've backed this game, have you backed it because you don't own the previous game? I mean, what on this Kickstarter has made you want to back it? Please let me know. Oh, I will do a final thoughts on this when they slowly drip feed the information through in the updates. But they've got a big job ahead of them, haven't they, to explain how the mechanics works and all this stuff, because it's dank missing from the page. And really, it's like, you people should be at the $1 pledge or remind me button. You're already backing it? From what evidence? What evidence are you looking at? How many have gone for sleeving? 916, and 2,000 plus just went for the $50. Well, certainly $50 does seem like a lot of content though. 90 cards. You're going to get your content, yes. And we'll just have to see what they update with. I mean, but at the minute, I can't recommend it, peeps, honestly. I'll come back if there's any change. There's going to be lots of updates. I'll come back and tell you my final thoughts when we get closer to the 48-hour zone. But peeps, I came here like, oh, Sentinels of the Multiverse Definitive Edition's coming out. Oh, I really want to look at this, and bang, slapped in the face with janky art. A drab Kickstarter with walls of text, with no planned stretch goals, daily unlocks, nothing like that, and showing us only one card of 900. Are you crazy? Oh, just burns with anger inside of me. How could they do this? They couldn't have asked Arcane Wonders of how to put the Kickstarter together. They couldn't have even asked the artist. Oh my god, I'm sorry. One artist. You don't need to just have the one artist. Who cares if it's the original artist? What I want is like next generation art and Freedom 5 delivered. The Kickstarter delivered with that. Would I want two Sentinels as Multiverse games in my collection? Yes, if they both stood next to each other and complemented each other, but this one doesn't, does it? Oh no! So before I go, I also want to see a new art on the box, like a sleeve to put on it to say it's the definitive edition and get rid of this retail box. Anyway, on that bombshell, thank you so much for listening to my tribe going on about this game. Please leave a comment what you think. As usual, and I've been your host, Lipstickpaddy. You've been watching Kickstarter Radio 102.4. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.